start with, which is at Betsy before, talking about the captain process, 167, I think you are.
Yeah.
To have that number and to sort of have this sort of process formalised and finalised, what does it mean to you as a player?
It's pretty amazing to have this formalised finally. It's a huge legacy that's behind us at Waratahs, and unfortunately because we haven't had the capping, we didn't know how far that legacy stretched. So it was pretty awesome to see that, my number was 167 and all the females behind me who'd worn the jersey in blue. It was pretty amazing to see all the females that have also paved the way, and actually be able to give something back to them was really nice.
So there's almost that further connection with the past, going back to 92 and show the Waratahs more than just sort of what's happened at Super W level?
Yeah, definitely. I think women's rugby has built so much since 1992. We've had so many teams and so many processes where we've gone from a blue jersey to be called the Waratahs. So to be able to acknowledge those women that allowed that to happen is pretty exciting.
In terms of you're going into minor premiers, what's the sort of key towards really backing up that sort of great start to the season and, trying to bring home a fifth title in New South Wales?
It's pretty exciting. We've performed really well this season. There's a lot of players in our squad that are absolutely so talented, and it's exciting to see it coming out on the pitch. And our biggest thing is trust. So if we can trust each other out on that pitch and perform in the shape that we have and do what we've been doing week in, week out, I back our team to absolutely smash this next game and come into the next firing.
A lot has sort of been made of what happened last year when, semi-final, I think you were up I think you scored sort of 3 tries or 3 out of 4 tries. How much have you looked back at that game, and how has this team learned from that experience?
We've definitely learnt from that experience. After the back of that sour taste in the semi-final wasn't nice, so we definitely want to come out and do a better job than that. But that was what happened last year, and we're a different team this year, and we've built. So it's not really focusing on that game, it's focusing on the now and how we have performed. It's a lesson that we've learned that we can take into the game, but really just focusing on the present, what we can do on the field and perform out there. That's our main focus.
One of those things that's sort of been the big improvements has been particularly around the attack and how you're blowing teams out in that sort of first 50, 60 minutes. How do you think that sort of attacking shape's changed under Mike and really allowed you to sort of get that sort of type of ball to Maya, Desiree, Caitlin, those type of characters that can really break open the game with sort of one play?
Yeah, it's been really exciting. Those players are unreal, and to see them lighting up down the sideline and showing off what they can do in these games have been unreal. I think being able to play a bit more eyes up footy and be able to express ourselves a bit more this year has been exciting under Mike. We've had permission, we've been given a shape, but we've had permission to play what we see and play the footy and play the picture in front of us, which is pretty exciting, which a lot of the time, unfortunately, with structure in rugby union, sometimes you don't get. And now this year, we've really been able to open up and show our flair and show off the girls down the sideline, which is great.
And sort of the big thing will be around bringing the title home, but the back of the mind has to be, in 3 or 4 weeks' time, you're going to be back at Allianz, most likely playing for the Wallaroos. When you come up against a team like the Brumbies, which will have probably half a dozen players that are in contention in that Wallaroos squad, does it almost act as a sort of a double in terms of mini Wallaroos trial of trying to really, new coach, new system, this is sort of one of the last chances to impress Joe before that team gets a name in a couple of weeks' time?
Yeah, of course, that's going to be in the back of a lot of girls' minds, but it's Super Rugby, it's just another Super Rugby game, and definitely when you play Australian teams, it is always going to be a trial match for Wallaroos, and that's always going to be how it is because there's so much contention between the franchises. But you know what, it's just another game of rugby, and if you go out there and play your best and play team first, that's what's going to get you looking good and in the best position for that squad. So I think right now I haven't really focused about what's coming up in the next 2 weeks, because if I can get my job done right on the field in these games coming up and play to my best potential for the team, that'll make me a better player in the long run. So just focusing on the present and making sure that we get the wins ahead of these next 2 rounds is most important for us.
Having sort of Arabella back in the halves consistently this year, I think you came in and out in 22, Mud missed 23. How's that sort of helped your game when you've got that familiarity with your 10 and she knows what to expect from you and vice versa.
Yeah, no, it's pretty exciting playing with Bella. I mean, we've been playing with each other since we were about 17 years old. You know, we actually came through the Youth Sevens program and then came into Waratahs at different times, but now ended up here again and possibly in the Wallaroos for the next season. And it's an exciting combination. It's really good. We've been able to learn how each other play and be able to release each other in what we know we can do and push each other to be capable of the things that we haven't quite shown yet. So, and it's an exciting combo, and it's been great to have it back at home. You know, having that long connection with your 10 is pretty unreal, and it's pretty unique to have in teams like this.
That's a final one from a final question for me. You know, you played a couple of games with Alliance, but this being a standalone game, this being, you know, the women on centre stage, what does this mean to this team to really sort of, and also from your perspective, to see the growth of this competition to an extent where, you know, standalone games like this and semi-finals are happening?
Yeah, it's so exciting. You know, when I found out that our game was going to be at Allianz, I had the biggest smile on my face. You couldn't take it off me, because the Super Rugby franchises and a good lead from Waratahs to show what women's rugby should be respected and how to be respected. It's a big one for us, and the biggest thing I can say is buy your tickets, get around it, support women and support women's in sport, because, you know, it's very rare that we get these opportunities, and it's so exciting and we want more. So support women's rugby and buy your tickets.